World population clock, 7.9 billion people, 2021 Worldometer. 4.55 million coronavirus death rate for the past year and a half. You get the percentage. All you have to do is multiply the 4.55 million by 100 and you get 455 million. Take that number, put it aside. Then you take the 7.9 billion people in the world and you multiply that by 100. So you get 790 billion. Then you take the two numbers and you divide them. When you divide the two numbers, you get 0.00057594936. Then you multiply that by another 100 and you get 0.057594936. So essentially you got 0.057% chance of dying of this coronavirus. Meanwhile, according to the Global Statistics Report on Alcohol and Health, globally, 6.2 of all male deaths are attributed to alcohol worldwide compared to the 1.1 of female deaths, which just means you're 124 times more likely to die of alcohol than you are of coronavirus. The medical cartel has become militant as they're making trillions annually off of enforced drugs through the mental health system under the extended leave program. With their money-driven Münchausen by proxy militia, they plan on enslaving all of mankind with their sadistic dominance games of master and servant. They have perverted the system with dress control and misleading information. And Justin Trudeau is the Pablo Escobar of the Münchausen by proxy with his militant cartel and his unlawful combatant militia, the RCMP, which he's funded $1 billion for a one-year budget and upped the numbers from 19,000 to over 100,000, which is more than the military, including the reserves. And this has been a scamdemic of a century with the dictatorship of Münchausen by proxy. Overview: Fabricated or induced illness. Fabricated or induced illness, FII, is a rare form of child abuse. It happens when a parent or caregiver, usually the child's biological mother, exaggerates or deliberately causes symptoms of the illness in the child. FII is also known as Münchausen syndrome by proxy, not to be confused with Münchausen syndrome, where a person pretends to be ill or causes illness or injury to themselves. Signs of fabricated or induced illness. Fabricated or induced illness, FII, covers a wide range of symptoms and behaviors involving parents seeking health care for a child. Ranges from extreme neglect, failing to get medical care in induced illness. Behaviors in FII include a mother or carer who persuade healthcare professionals that their child is ill when they're healthy, exaggerates their lies about child symptoms, manipulates test results to suggest presence of illness. For example, by putting glucose in the urine samples to suggest the child has diabetes. Deliberately induces symptoms of illness, for example, poisoning their child with unnecessary medicine or other substances. So how common is FII? It's difficult to estimate how widespread FII is because many cases go unreported and undetected, but it's thought to be very rare. One study published in 2000 estimated 89 cases of FII in a population of 100,000 over a 2-year period. However, it's likely this figure underestimates the actual number of cases of FII. FII can involve children of all ages, but most severe cases usually associated with children under 5. In around 85% of reported cases of FII, the child's mother is responsible for the abuse. However, there have been cases where the father, foster parent, grandparent, guardian, healthcare, or child care professional was responsible. So why does fabricated or induced illness happen? The reasons why FII happens are not fully understood. In cases where the mother is responsible, it could be that she enjoys the attention of playing the role of the caring mother. A large number of mothers involved in FII have borderline personality disorders characterized by emotional instability and impulsive and disturbed thinking. Some mothers involved in FII have so-called somatoform disorders, where they experience multiple recurring physical symptoms. A proportion of these mothers also have Münchausen syndrome. Some carers have unresolved psychological and behavioral problems, such as a history of self-harming or drug or alcohol misuse. Some have experienced death of another child. There has also been several reported cases where illness was fabricated or induced for financial reasons. For example, to claim disability benefits. What to do if you suspect a child is at risk. F.I.I. is a child safeguard issue that cannot be managed by the NHS alone. Medical professionals who suspect F.I.I. is happening should liaise with the social services and police and must follow the local child safeguarding procedures. If your job involves working with children, for example, if you're a nursery worker or a teacher, you should inform the person in your organization who's responsible for child safeguarding issues. If you do not know who it is, your immediate supervisor or manager should be able to tell you. If you suspect someone you may know may be fabricating or inducing illness in their child, you should not confront them directly. It is unlikely to make the person admit wrongdoing, and it may give them an opportunity to dispose of any evidence of abuse. You can contact your local social services department or telephone the NSPCC Child Protection Hotline. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.